I have got online Brandon. How are we, mate? Got a very special guest for us.
Yeah, we do, mate. It's a little bit different today. We're just going to be doing like a 10 or 15 minute sort of conversation about an event that's coming up. It's going up everywhere, but specifically we'll talk about Perth.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got the man himself, the legend, the myth, Dr Andrzej. He's from the University of West Australia.
Yep.
And we're going to be talking about the Black Swan Summit that's happening on the 23rd to the 25th of March. So that's coming up next week. G'day, big doctor. How you going there, son? You all right?
Hello. Thank you very much, Brandon. I appreciate the time and opportunity to speak about the Black Swan Summit. Sounds mysterious, but it's a great event that will highlight the potential that we have in Western Australia to use some of the key technologies that you are very much interested in. So let's dive into that.
Yeah, 100%. Because I've gone to last year. It was just absolutely brilliant. So,
thank you.
You've got to. I just want to say thank you too for what you do. You do an amazing job, and you bring a lot of people together. And I just don't think you get thanked enough anyway. So there's a big
thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, you're appreciated by a lot of people, mate. Just I'm the one that has to say it. Do you know what I mean?
Well done, mate. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you.
Look, thank you for standing up there for humanity there, mate. I'm talking about Brandon, mate. What an incredible introduction. Come on.
All right, cool. All right, let's swing into it then. Because, I'm looking at it at the moment. You've got 10 plus central banks and regulators, over 30 fintech and financial institutions, over 15 research institutions, over 50 tech and quantum firms. Big list of names here for people in the crypto. We've got Bamboo, Binance, Crypto.com, OKX. You've also got all these regulator people, from the Bank of everywhere, Reserve Bank of Australia. You've got, I can just go on and on. You've got quite a lineup here, mate. Well, what is the purpose of the summit?
Exactly. You wouldn't expect that kind of crowd here in Western Australia, probably, right? So you may think about people doing mining, energy, anything else, but finance. And yet we have that incredible crowd. We've been working actually on that for many years. And the reason for that is that we think about the future of digital economy and digital finance as being very much grounded or dependent on the physical infrastructure. These are the data centers. These are the cables that connect the world. Not only the applications and the stablecoins that run on them, but exactly the infrastructure. And there's no better place in the Pacific than to place this discussion here. Not only the discussion, but also to build the infrastructure in Western Australia. And the reason for that is very simple. People usually think about Sydney and Melbourne, about finance, yeah?
Yeah.
And not many people actually look about the gateway to Southeast Asia. This is 600 million people. Yeah. Yep. The same time zone. I have meetings with people from Singapore and Hong Kong in the same time zone. I don't need to worry about being 3 hours late like our colleagues in the East Coast. So we're exploring the natural advantage that we have, the connectivity, the same time zone, and the historic interest in that space that existed across traditional industries, whether it's energy, which is very important for that infrastructure, critical minerals that power our chips and the supercomputers on which we will run AI and our blockchains. So from that point of view, this is absolutely best place to talk about the future of digital economy and finance. And for that reason, also invite the institutions who have recognized that advantage that we have. We've been talking actually about that for the last 6-7 years, but that's actually a true number. And working on this, building this relationship across Western Australia and Southeast Asia. Our greatest partners are from Singapore, and I'm very thankful to them. That's the Global Finance Technology Network that pulled the muscle to bring that event together here. So I'm representing more of a kind of local community with Western Australia, with 3 associations, the universities, and the community, those kind of work the work that we've been doing here locally for the last few years. But I think the partnerships that we had formed with the GFTN over a year ago really accelerated the work and brought the recognition of the significant place and time in the form of that summit.
Yeah, it's quite a lineup, mate.
It is.
So what can people expect from this? Like, just say, you're listening at the moment and you're like, okay, I'm into technology or I'm just interested in the future, or I work in the industry. What would be the benefit for someone to come along and see? We're not shilling, we're just giving information.
Yeah.
What sort of people are expected to come to this?
Look, there's a mix of, it's quite diverse. So it's people who appreciate and like the cutting edge of technology, whether it's AI, digital assets and blockchain, quantum. There's going to be a massive event on quantum. And we'll be launching a test bed, which is absolutely incredible in the global scale. I'll talk about it a bit later, but that's just going to be one of the technologies. And of course, the critical green infrastructure. These are the power lines, the infrastructure of data centers and supercomputers and connectivity. So these are the technologies that make the foundation of the next economy, as we call it, the tech stack. But this will affect everyone. So we're talking about, for example, how to use this infrastructure, including applications that run on top of that, to cut costs for our exporters. And I'm talking about small and medium-sized businesses who struggle currently with payments, cross-border payments, who don't want to pay or cannot afford to pay large fees when they do cross-border payments. So we know that we have great technology that can solve those problems. We know that we can unlock the incredible potential of illiquid assets that are sitting here in Western Australia by tokenizing them. So these are incredible things that we can unlock today. We just need to identify the bottlenecks and try to solve them. And for that reason, in order to do so, it's not enough to have a startup who created a stablecoin and they can change the world. We need to bring the whole stack to the table. But that means we need to bring regulators, we need to bring the banks, we need to bring the government, the institutions, the recipients of this great technology and those who will benefit from that, and have that conversation together. I think that's what people can expect from this event. You will have different perspectives. Some people may not agree with each other, but that's okay because we need to start the conversation somewhere instead of just losing ourselves in echo chambers and not moving the needle far enough to cause adoption. Because these technologies are great. The world is already adopting them, and we don't want to be missing the first web revolution or the second web revolution. As many recognize that Australia missed. We want to be part of that. And the only way you can be part of that is actually to building the infrastructure, not just receiving the applications. We know what happened, for example, in Web 2, where we were the recipients of, and I don't think I can mention those names here publicly on the radio, where we were some of the recipients of the digital technologies that in cases of emergency block access to using those social media apps.
Don't hold back. Come on, let it out. Okay.
I think I need to be responsible, but you know who am I talking about. So in order to have some sovereignty and control of the future digital economy, we need to participate in those conversations, not in an isolation and a bubble, but working together across borders. Because we cannot longer rely on someone else across far, far, far oceans to making and solving our problems. We need to work with our close neighbors, solving those solutions together. And we have those wonderful neighbors working and willing to work with us. And I'm happy that we are meeting with many of them next week in Perth. It's wonderful.
Yeah, no, I'm hearing you, brother. The three things that stick out to me is, and where technology is going, and it's so hard. Like as a business owner, you've got to keep your finger on the pulse of what's coming.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because by the time something implemented, you're probably 12 months behind.
Correct.
Especially when it comes to technology. I mean, you mentioned a few things there. I mean, AI, for example, and like you mix AI, quantum computing.
Yeah.
Where's things going? You know what I mean? It's exponential growth. Mm-hmm. And the other one that you mentioned was tokenization, through the blockchain and that sort of thing. Where do you think is the biggest exponential growth in this sort of tech industry? Do you think it's the AI, or do you think it's all three or a combination, or am I missing something?
I think you're absolutely right. And we look at it as a tech stack. So sometimes in some situations, one of them will exceed. I'm pretty much sure agreeing with pretty much the conversations out in the world that for the next 6 to 12 months we're going to have a strong growth in agentic AI. And depending how much regulators want to stop or control it, but that's where we can potentially expand and see huge impact on the industries in various ways. We're not shy of it. We're not scared of it. We not want to submit to those alarming statements on the social media. We're really taking it heads on. We are prepared for that. That's why it's called Black Swan Summit. So we anticipate there's going to be some disruption, but we're coming with a plan, or at least having the people who will talk about what happens after the disruption. How can we take advantage of that? So definitely agenda is going to be on the table. But what really puts the AI on steroids is actually quantum computing. It's not quite ready yet, but the preparation is underway. First, the quantum computers, when they come, and they may not be that fast as people expect, they can break our current encryption. It's not only your password in the bank account or your Telstra account, but it's also digital assets like Bitcoin. There's various ways of anticipating and preparing for that moment. But the truth is that we don't know with certainty whether the post-quantum cryptography solutions will work when the quantum computer comes. So we will also talk about those questions and better solutions than post-quantum cryptography, for example, quantum key distribution, which opens an incredible opportunity for completely different way of communicating and sending messages. So if you miss Bitcoin at the beginning of the journey, you may prepare yourself for a completely new era of revolution. So if you're curious, please come and listen to some of those talks. So quantum cryptography is going to be absolutely hot. And for that reason, we're putting a lot of attention working with our researchers from the Quiz department here at the University of Western Australia, some of the best brilliant mathematicians and physicists who work on quantum algorithms. How can we use those to, despite that we don't have yet quantum computers, but you can use still those to anticipate how current problems in optimization can be solved by future quantum computers. And even if you don't have that quantum computer, with those algorithms, you can get an advantage, and that has been proven that has been proven already, 20-30% improvement in your performance. For example, if you have large portfolio of assets, with classical computers, there's a limitation how many assets you can optimize to get the best results.
Yep.
The computers just break. They cannot. You would need to have hundreds of years of calculations, which is impossible. But a quantum computer or a good quantum algorithm can solve that problem and give you that edge. And that's why there is so much money in that space. So we're talking about serious money. The Australian government put $1 billion into quantum technologies. There is a global race to quantum. Exactly, because those computers will give us advantage that we cannot even dream of with the fastest supercomputers nowadays. And we are putting a quantum finance test bed. We'll be launching it. I think I'm probably preempting that, but we'll be launching it during the event on the 24th at 11 a.m. with very important people. So please come and join the summit.
Say again, that last bit, you're launching what?
Oh, please come and join the summit. Just join the summit and witness the moment. This is absolutely significant. There are not many quantum test beds actually in Australia, around the world, and especially not many that are dedicated to finance explicitly. So this is going to be a world premiere. This is an absolute shocker. There's no better news for this year in terms of financial technologies, fintech, and use of those technologies for finance than this one. It really puts our ecosystem, Western Australia, on a completely new journey and a new map of digital economy, digital finance, not necessarily longer associated with just mining energy, but reshaping the economy and putting new opportunities for people who work on the edges of this innovation. So we're stepping into a new era.
Oh, I didn't know that, mate.
Oh, now you do. Now you do.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'll tell you right now, you sound as excited as Oprah with a car giveaway. You really do.
I really am excited because look, I look at it maybe selfishly. I have kids who are still young, and I know that I've been working in the space of digital transformation and how technologies will affect our work and so on. And I know that predictions are a little bit lame for the current jobs that exist now. We need to think about new jobs. So my passion is to create a better world for the next generation. And to make sure that they have those opportunities that we had, because on the current pathway, that's going to be a gap that we need to fill up with something. And that something is hopefully what we're trying to create here with our communities here, with all the people who work in digital assets, digital economy space. We're just putting a big event into that. We focus on facts and evidence and no speculations, but the opportunities for benefiting from that will come eventually I hope, for everyone. And by the way, if you would like to join us in other ways and support us, because this is mainly not-for-profits, as always, events are hard to put together. We're open to welcome you.
Yeah, tell me about it. Events are hard to put together.
I know.
I wish you all the best, mate, and you can have it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, cool. Hey, talk me out of a technology dystopia. That is, I mean, it is a discussion with all this AI, because, I mean, even in the business that I work in, I'm leaning on AI for about 4 to 6 hours a day, doing certain tasks that I used to have VAs do, and then also media people and whatever. I don't need them anymore. And it kind of gets down to a point where everything's automated and it's all AI. It's sort of, people are talking about having a universal basic income because there's going to be so many unemployed people because it's going to disrupt the market in such a way. And we're all going to end up in robots and basically just watching Netflix. Talk me out of that.
Look, the time. That's a big task. The time will tell. There's various scenarios. We knew about this, that will happen. I've been one of the few mongering people since 2015 when I came across a very important paper by Osborne and forgot the second name, from Cambridge. They did a mathematical modeling, and they predicted that by mid-20s, many of the jobs will be gone. For example, the car manufacturing industry will disappear from Australia. It did. When I was talking about 2016, most people said, you're crazy. There's not such a thing as AI coming or automation. We're in different times today. So I know that there will be impact on jobs. So it's evident, and we know it. But at the same time, as it usually happens with new technologies, there's going to be new opportunities for different types of jobs. Many of them we haven't even heard of. You're probably in the beginning of your first web revolution, maybe end of 90s. Many people didn't think about things like influencer or many things you do, right? Or an app designer. So there's probably going to be new types of jobs. We need to wait for them. But the reason for this summit that we are having here is to exactly anticipate what kind of new opportunities may be there, and position ourselves accordingly in terms of our skills, in terms of opportunities, relationships. That's very important, to be proactive, not to ignore that. There's definitely an impact. But if you are proactive, if you prepare yourself, you will probably drive the benefits of those opportunities that many other people still do not consider.
Well, that's the key factor, and kind of where I'm glad you got to, because that's the kind of way I look at it. If you're prepared for it, you know how to adjust. I mean, showing my age, and I think we're kind of similar age group, is, I mean, back in the .com boom, I mean, I remember people going, people are buying BondiBeach.com, and then they sold it bought it for literally nothing, and then they sold it to the Bondi Beach Council because they wanted that domain name for like $20,000. And I'm like, how does someone get a thing that has .com on it, and it's now worth $20,000, And the whole .com boom was like, all right, retail stores are going to disappear because everyone's just going to shop online, and it's going to disrupt everything. Yes, it did disrupt a little bit, but it didn't get rid of retail shops.
Of course.
So it all boils down to being ahead of the game. Like if I was ahead of the game, knowing that I could buy up a bunch of .coms for literally nothing and sell them for $10,000 because I understood the technology, you could take advantage of that. So that's kind of where I'm getting at. Is for businesses, large business, small businesses, or people that are just into whatever they're doing in life, is to be educated about these changes, and then it lowers the fear level because you're prepared and you know what to do.
Absolutely. And working also together, because, there's so much we can also do with regulators. They may sometimes upset us, but they can also help us with when we regulate the space. Although regulating yourself within an island is not going to help. You need to have a kind of global approach. But also being more agile and ready to abandon the kind of traditional stereotypical approach to work. I think many people still already don't think about it. Work is from 8 to 9 or to 5 or so on. Being ready to have multiple careers, being ready to work maybe 1 or 2 days a week because maybe that's going to be enough, and having an idea for a purpose in life.
Yep.
To do something with the time that you have, to spend maybe with friends, with family, or do something that you can do, instead of working like a slave 24/7. And this is an important, topic because you're touching on a very important topic that we also explore. And I'm very excited about one particular session. We're talking about humanity. What is the purpose of us here when the world will be changed by technologies? And we'll have two excellent speakers. One of them is our Buddhist monk, Ajahn Brahm. Some of you perhaps know him. He's a Buddhist monk, but he's actually a theoretical physicist graduating from Cambridge. So he'll be joined by his old university friend, Professor Bernard Carr. He's actually a student from Stephen Hawking. He's an astrophysicist, so he looks at the world of black holes, astrophysics, and cosmos. He comes to a conclusion that there is a limit to current way of thinking about to the limitations of classical science and physics. We need to move to new boundaries, new worlds that cross the conclusion that everything is material and physical.
Now, let's not spill the beans on everything that's taking place in this show. That is fantastic. There's so much to it, guys. Absolutely. Now, how do we get tickets? There is.
I couldn't stop. So please go to australia.blackswansummit.com. We have plenty of, or just Google or check on LinkedIn. That's our main platform. Black Swan Summit. There's plenty of information. There's various tickets that include also free tickets for students and academics. There's few still left. Most likely it's going to be sold out very quickly. Some sessions I know are already sold out, especially the roundtables. They are absolutely hot topics, the roundtables, and they have limited capacity. So please hurry up, sign up, and make sure you secure your spot. Plus, take the advantage of the incredible amount of people that will be there from around the world to have a conversation with them.
Yeah, it's great for networking, and them round tables are absolutely awesome. Block Square's going to be there with the tokenization.
Yes. So thankful to Block Square and Julia. She was so great and supportful. She was with us at the last roundtable and Black Swan Summit as well. Great supporter.
I think
I love what she's doing.
I agree. I think the tokenization of real world assets this is going to be an epic changer of the way things are done.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I really can feel it.
All right, Dr. A. Love your work.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure talking to you, Jen.
Thank you, gentlemen.